So today I thought we would work together on a reply letter to my penpal, because it's long overdue. I received her letter a month or even 2 ago, but we have this dynamic when we sometimes take longer between letters, but her letters are always so thoughtful, so beautiful, that I also take my sweet time designing hers. For example, this time I want to send her this miffy label from my Uniqlo t-shirt, and I attached a lucky charm to it that literally spells out lucky, but also has this little sun charm attached to it. And overall today I thought I would go for a celestial space theme, because my husband gave me these beautiful note cards, and I already picked out the 2 note cards that I will send to my penpal, and I wrote my letter in them. They're super gorgeous. They're by this artist whose name is Katie Daisy. So yeah, they're very, very cute note cards, all in this moonflowers theme. There is also, this one is like my favorite. I think I might use it in journaling because I just like it so much. And inside there is this text, starlight, star bright, and there is another variation that says hello sunshine, and here it just says shine bright. So there are little, hello starshine. So there are little like messages inside the note cards, which are very cute. And then there are these envelopes. They all have the same design, but as you can see, I will also use it for today's letter. And then there is this matching book, How to Be a Moonflower, and it's by the same author, the same illustrator, and it has gorgeous spreads that are very, very inspiring. I'm just randomly picking the spreads. Oh, this is beautiful. There is a matching note card to this design. Basically, just gorgeous, gorgeous art. Gorgeous art that inspires to create something of your own, which I will do right now. Before I start though, I wanted to show you which cards I picked out for my penpal. So there's this beautiful moonflower and this dome. My penpal is quite outdoorsy, so I think this will work well for her. And this overall just ties in the theme with this blue dark tones, this moonflower theme. And so yeah, I put them in this envelope, and I'm thinking of also putting the freebies or like stickers for her in here. But first I will decorate the envelope with them, and nothing beats a good old plain craft envelope for me. I always go for it as like my blank canvas, and then I decorate it with the stationery that I have. I will be using this to close the envelopes respectively, and then I will put in this charm. Hopefully it won't make the envelope too bulky. Okie dokie, and here I have this super old stars sheet, and I don't have many stars left on it, but I thought they would fit the theme quite well. Yeah, here I have my scrapbooking papers that I collected from my penpals. Mostly, yeah, I don't think I've bought any of this. There are also some miscellaneous like tiny envelopes in here. This is not all I have, but I have recently sorted through all of my papers that I use for collages and such, and here are the ones that I thought would be fitting for penpaling. And I thought we would make a bookmark together for my penpal. This is a failed cyanotype experiment. It only failed because I decided to clean while waiting for the paper to do its magic in the sun, and I left it out for way too long. Plus it was a windy day, so most of the plant trimmings that I put on the paper, they just scattered around, and yeah, basically it just failed all around. But I thought I could cut this part of the paper that actually worked and then embellish it with the white markers that I have. So why don't we just do that? Here's my guillotine. So I'll just cut off, you know, for now no measurements, just cutting off the good part, so to say. This will do it nicely. So we'll get rid of this one for now. Let's assess. So I know that, well, this is an A6 envelope, so I know that A6 is 105 millimeters by 148 millimeters. It's my favorite format, I know it quite well. Let's think. So for a bookmark, I think it should be a bit thinner. So I would cut basically from both ends. For now, I don't need to follow any measurements because I know that the width of it is already fitting quite nicely. Nice. Now it looks more like a bookmarker already. Now I need to make sure that it's the right length. Again, the length is 148 millimeters, so almost 15 centimeters. I think first I would cut off this bit here because it's quite plain, there is not much going on here. Nice, and now I can maybe cut it to measure. So 148, I don't want it to be, you know, so 145 might be even preferable, but I'll do 147 to keep most of the stem in. Lovely. So now it definitely fits. I'm not sure why it's significantly shorter than the length. I was so sure I was cutting it right. Huh. Okay, so the envelope is a bit bigger. I guess, yeah, makes sense. I should have measured the postcard. Yeah, so now you can see that it matches the A6 postcard and the envelope. Yeah, of course it fits the cards with a bit of a gap, so I guess it's like a B6 size. And I will show you the cards that I picked out for my penpal in a second. It will be just plain on the other side, but I could technically make it doubles. Basically intrusive thoughts won, so I think I'll go for it. So let me get my glue. I have my drawers behind me in my husband's desk, and he has his drawers in my desk on that side. And then it's quite satisfying to just roll back and be able to get what you need. But I don't have any fancy glue. I only have this glue stick that it shows up as purple, but it becomes transparent after a while. I tend to put too much glue though sometimes, so it might not disappear, but here, luckily, we are working with the blue medium, so it's fine if that happens. Let's put conveniently this book on top, not directly on the glue though, but like on the bookmark. And I hope this dries fast. While it's drying, we could talk a bit about the postcards. So how I met my penpal is we both do postcrossing, and she reached out to me because I have set the settings to show that I'm open to direct mail, so like I'm open to have penpals. So she messaged me and suggested we become penpals, and I went for it and I never regretted it. She's a wonderful person, and I love being penpals with her. And I think I already kind of know her style by now, so I'm quite confident when picking out postcards for her. So here I have these two postcards. They kind of spoke to me and said, yes, this is for her. They are by this Swedish company, and I think the illustrators are also Swedish. Well, at least the names imply that. But interestingly enough, this card is made in Sweden. This one says it's on it. But this card is made in Estonia, even though it's the same brand. Anyway, I think they are beautiful, both of them. I especially like this alphabet design. It has a Swedish alphabet with these extra sounds, O, Ä, Ö. And after that, I picked out some cards for her from my own brand, Penpal Corner. And we are approaching fall, and I think this will reach her in fall because I will use domestic stamps, and it means it will travel, like the letter will travel with economy class, so it will take some time to reach her. I only have domestic stamps on hand. So I thought this Edgar Allan Poe, inspired by The Raven, obviously, card will be quite fitting for the season. Then I have this mushroom card here, also from my brand, and I thought the crystals were quite fitting for the celestial theme that I'm going for here, and the color purple overall, this like dark mushroom. And then I have this one, and it matches the lucky charm in its message. Luck is on your side, and it's one of my most popular designs. Whenever I attend markets, usually I sell several of these, and again it has crystals, but also it has stars, and overall the card is designed to mimic like a tarot card. I like the design overall quite a bit. And in the back they are like this. It says like my brand's name. There's a website which redirects you to my Etsy shop. Conveniently it has 4 lines because most addresses are designed for 4 lines, and then if you need to do 5, you can put here, still in capital letters, the country. There is still enough space. They are matte cards, like with matte coating, very nice velvety feel to them. So I hope they will be to her liking, and if you want to get some for yourself, penpalcorner.com is the website. You can also find the link in the description, of course. Then this sticker sheet, because again, I thought fall is approaching, and I have this October sticker sheet, and it has all the symbols of October, in my opinion. It has a pumpkin and corn and mushrooms and some valleys, and I drew all of this in Procreate on my iPad, in case you were wondering. So this is my batch of cards and 1 sticker sheet for my Penpal in this Happy Mail letter. Oh yeah, not forgetting these ones, beautiful, gorgeous ones. Now I will check on the bookmark. Sorry, it is doing well. Yeah, I think it glued. So now I will just cut. I haven't been doing a lot of penpaling yet lately. Honestly, this penpal is like my main penpal, the one who I most regularly exchange mail with, and even that is like every other month at best, because naturally some of the penpals just lost interest in the hobby, some we grew apart, for some I think mail from my end or from their end got lost, and then if you don't have a letter to respond to, you don't reach out like an extra time usually. So I do have some slots for new penpals, so if you are interested, hit me up in the DMs on Instagram. But I have to warn you, you have to be over 21 years old, because I'm a grandma, I'm 28, and I noticed that you need to be closer in age in order to connect better. So in order for it to be an enjoyable experience, for both you and me, like it's not only about my preferences, I just overall recommend that to everybody. But do reach out. Like, you don't need to write paragraphs, but something you think we have in common, and if we connect, then I am open to having pen pals. I know that my penpal is really into bunnies. That's why I already prepared some stickers with bunnies here for decoration. And since I glued this with this glue stick, it didn't bind everywhere quite well. That's kind of on me, but I was thinking of using washi tape to mask that a bit and, you know, to decorate. But at the same time, now when I started thinking about it, I think I kinda can't because then the bunnies will be split in half and it's a bit sad. Maybe I should go for some other design. By the way, look, why am I not showing you? Look at this. Why? Why so many? I don't know. So the answer is overconsumption, and I haven't bought new ones in like a while, a good year at least, but I still have this, and this is not normal. And I don't recommend, because now, for example, I have to do this. Like, I always try to organize them, but they just, you know. However, I do keep them in this, I think it's from Muji, this container, and I'm trying to show you what it looks like, but I'm like, I don't want to drop everything. But here it is. So you can see that I put some loose stickers. Sometimes I salvage them from the packaging or from some letters that I get, and this is like straight up from some banana I ate. But I think I'll go with this thin one. I think this should be sufficient. I also have quite shaky hands naturally, so don't feel worried for me. It's just how I am, sadly. So it's not that I'm like stressed, you know, I just have shaky hands. They are trembling. I also had like 2 caffeinated drinks already, so it's definitely not helping my case. I think this might just work. And I think I'll only do it on the long sides. I won't do it on the shorter sides. Here is the bookmark, and I almost don't want to touch it, like it looks so nice. But let me find my white marker and we'll see if I can do it, you know, more good than harm. I think it looks so nice, but I will add like little flower here and there, like my signature style flower. And I won't like do much because I think it already looks so nice. And I also like adding some stars. So I think this is it. Sometimes less is more, and this is definitely the case. And then there is the back side. Since this will probably be the top, so it will be peeking out, I'll add like a star here, and then these lines like this. Not very even, but it's like, you know, there's handmade feel to it, which this very much is. Oh, I put our initials here. Is it too much? But we are friends. I'm like, this way it will be, this is hers, and this is mine. KO. This is silly, but I hope she likes it. So yeah, there is that. I am done with the bookmark. It looks cute. So now let's decorate the envelope. So first of all, I need to take everything out of the envelope so I don't leave any markings on the contents of the envelope. Cool. Let's first have a look at the scrap papers, because these are usually like the starting ground. This like world map, which I've had for a while, and I always thought it would look so like good on an envelope, like this or like this. But it's not, you know, not giving Celestial. By the way, have you seen the My Melody and Kuromi movie, like on Netflix? It's not the movie, it's a show. I loved it. I thought it was so cool. And I already liked Kuromi before. I already bought some stuff with her on it for our car, specifically for my passenger princess seat. Maybe I want to use this for the address. Yes, I do. I'm sorry. It's Celestial and Kuromi themed now. Alrighty, so I will glue this on and then we will do our Celestial magic. The stamp is going here, that's the rules. The address also usually also goes to the side, but I have like various stickers here, so something like this could work, for example. Okay, the vision is visioning, so we are getting somewhere with this. I need to use something so I don't glue this to the desk. That would be unfortunate. This will be like a longer video and less edited video. I just wanted you know, to come along and also do this while have someone keep you company. And penpaling does take time. I know that, of course, I could edit it down to like 10 minutes and make everything sped up. I'll definitely make some parts sped up, but not all of them. But yeah, but penpaling does take time, and it should, because then you are not just throwing something into this world, you actually put time, effort, and I am sure the person you're creating this for will notice if you put time and effort into it. In the world, it's all about quantity. Creating quality is something that I aspire to do. Do I always succeed? No, but the intention is there. Okay, so I definitely wanted to use this one, but then I was thinking like, maybe one of these bunnies could look into it, but now I'm not so sure. This butterfly. Let's look again at the washes, because one thing I like doing is to create washi border on like each long side of the envelope. So I think we could start there. Ooh, this is like moons but different colors. I know they're just dots, but hear me out. Ooh, I like this one. Overall, I wouldn't say that space is something I gravitate towards. It's just here I got these cute note cards and I just wanted to do something of the sorts. But I have this. We'll make it work. And so this will be my starting ground. Do we want golden border in or the gold border out? I think we want it in, actually. Let me know if you thought the other way was better, and I will listen. And next time won't do the same. Snoop snoop. Bye bye. And I like securing the ends of washi tape on the envelope by folding it in, like attaching it to the other side of the envelope. Actually, let me open the envelope so I make sure I don't shut it. However, the ends are so short, it wouldn't happen anyway. But yes. Let's see. This is gorgeous, beautiful, adorable, and all of the wonderful words I have to say about it. This is also good. They all are good. I got these stickers as a gift from my friend. Ooh, what if I do like collage? That could work. Could it? Do you see what I mean? Like, yay, we are cooking. But you know what? First I need to put the washi here. And I was thinking of put this everywhere, this washi, because I think it's adorable. Yay! And then I want to put here the dots. All just different colored moons, because full moons. It's okay if you don't see the vision. My style overall is very eclectic and maximalist. Yay! First I will put the stamps, so I know what kind of space I'm working with. At the same time, maybe no, I'll put the stamps on top of my colors. Yes, I'm brave like that. Well, first I want to create like some sort of background, so it's a bit of a puzzle. Yay or nay? Am I in my flop era? Kuromi might have been a miss, but at the same time Kuromi can never be a miss, can she? Yeah, I think something like this with the layout. Here I'll have the bunnies and this washi as a backing. So we are bringing washi to these sides too. I'm now thinking against bunnies, but I shouldn't. I should not, because then we have some friends for kuromi, and then let's see if I'll do 2 bunnies or 1 bunny. Oh, it's a bunny in a hat or a pot. This could work really well because it's like, oh, magic bunny. Oh, and then there's a castle. It's like, you know, magic castle or something. Yes, and now Kuromi is like, you know, she's a cartoon character, right? So having some cartoon things next to her, I think, balances out the whole thing quite nicely. Any tips on doing this kind of thing, highly appreciated, because this is like the bane of my existence, separating stickers from their backing. That's why I make sticker sheets for my shop, because life is so much easier when you have a sticker sheet. Yeah. And now I'll bring out the stamps and you'll see how they don't match the theme at all. But in Finland we are not very blessed with stamp designs. They usually feature nature or something of the sort. Sometimes domestic ones are interesting, but I happen to have ones for like a tea party. And I need two, because my letter will be quite heavy. It's a chunky boy, so yes. And then maybe this one. So this is the end product. Oh, look, it complements the butterfly. Like the colors. Nice. I also need to put like economy text somewhere here, but I could use my new miffy pen. Look how cute. And it has stars in it. And it's a miffy on a broom because Halloween is approaching. Yay! Like in over 2 months, but you know. So I think I will write economy here. Yes. And it's a pen you can erase in case you make mistakes, which I wanted to have for a while because I don't really like scratching things out. I usually doodle over them or glue like a sticker over them. But yes, this is my end product, my end envelope. Now I need to package everything, check that everything I wanted to package is packaged. I will throw some of the leftover stickers in the letter. I'll leave these ones out. I can add this one because in my opinion these ones are too space themed, and we are going for celestial here, you know, like more nature like vibe. So these go in, and let's throw some bunny for good measure. This one here, I could write some cute quote or something about stars, but I think I will use one of the texts from these notes. Hello starshine, she has. Shine bright, I don't have. Starlight, star bright. Shine bright, I didn't send her that variation of a card. I will write this in my handwriting, my usual one. I write in cursive. By the way, let me know if you can write and read cursive. It's a skill that we are losing these days. I don't feel strongly about it, but it's still sad. I love it in doodles. I even add doodles when I write letters. So like within the text I have emojis, doodles, I just throw them. I like illustrating everything. I'll add the seal, and I wanted to use the dark one. Cute. Okie doke. And then the cards go in. I'm checking that I put all of them in here. Absolutely. Shine bright little envelope. Oof, this is packed. Let's see how I'll put the miffy in. It's a bookmark. And finally, and let's pray to the gods of post that they don't think this is suspicious and not mail it or it gets lost or anything of the sorts. Then in the back I usually use tape. I don't lick my glue. You know, I'm not that kind of girl. So I usually use tape to tape back the Olie, and it's more secure. Don't touch this, don't open it, it's for my pen pal. Hands off. And I care more about security than aesthetics, because it's very important for me that nothing falls out. You should see how they handle mail. Actually, you shouldn't. It will break your heart. It gets thrown, stepped on, and all things of that nature. So you really want your envelope to be sturdy. Oof, satisfying. Super satisfying. Matched. Here I don't want to cover the stamp, so I cut it off. And then I can put like washi tape on top if I want to. If I want like a simpler thing, I don't. Here I usually write the return address, which is my address. And here again, you care more about the utility, like the usefulness of this portion rather than the aesthetics. But here you can still like place some fun things. Oh, we'll use this bunny tape that I decided not to use on the front side. These bunnies are so silly. I don't know if I used the right way, because they are kinda in all different directions, so it's hard to tell which way is the right way, but it's pretty nonetheless. If anything, it makes you rotate your envelope and spend more time with it. Since I spent so much time decorating, it might as well encourage that. Okay, and there you have it, and here I'll have the address, and maybe, just maybe, I want to use the infamous one, but I will use this tiny cutter for it to create this ribbed edge on the short side. Currently it doesn't have a ribbed edge, obviously, because I cut it with scissors just like moments ago. So I'll create that and put it aside. Kinda like this to cover the seam ever so slightly. Yay, you have a mail from me! Cute, adorable. And here I will write my address, and it will all work out nicely. And now we successfully created a letter together. Yay! Just look at it, my celestial / kuromi themed letter all the way to my pen pal. And you saw everything that went in it. I forgot about this, not gonna lie, so now we'll just apply them. We'll improvise. You won't put too much thought into it. But hey, this blends in so well. I'm so glad I remembered about them. Yes, it's like she's looking at the star here. Just, to connect it all. But now it's bonita, it's perfect. All stars aligned. Pun very much intended. And I'll put some on this side, because this side is very much not celestial, because I really wanted to use the bunny washi. Understandable, but now we need to spice it up. Nothing should look too intentional, because then it's just boring. Final contender. Not making them look too similar. Here. Now we are definitely done. This is what will fly to my pen pal, and hopefully will reach her very, very soon. And then she'll get to enjoy all the things inside and on the outside. Hope you had fun. I'll definitely see you next week, and we'll do something cozy together. So take care.